The fact of the matter is that of all the characters in Company Retreat, the one anchor that's trusted the most right from the start is Kevin. So on the next episode of the Slice of Life show presents the cast of Company Retreat, I talk with Ryan Perez to find out how he pulled it off. Okay, all right. Yeah, I don't start with a big intro. I just say hi. That's become the intro, which is so weird. Okay, I told everybody this is my favorite show. Company Retreat is my favorite show.
Yeah, okay, great.
Yeah, I mean jury duty initially, but for something there was something more special about this one. I think maybe I like the idea that everybody had to get to know each other's characters, you know, and have like a backstory. It felt a little bit different, but I feel none of this works, this entire thing, without you.
Really? Well, that's very nice of you to say. Yeah.
The whole train starts because of what you bring in those very beginning moments. I believe that you are working in HR. I believe that, like, you know, there's been this thing, oh, did Anthony know? And I'm just like, there's no way he could have ever known because of two people, you and Marjorie Blair.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
You initially, and then Marjorie bringing sort of that presence of at the retreat. How did you get this?
Gosh, this particular role, I was fortunate enough to know some of the people sort of involved in the making of it. And so I, through various angles of was kind of discussed, I think, as someone who might be good for it, you know, sort of in the capacity of like as an actor, but also like as having experience as a writer and director, you know, being able to kind of approach it, especially that kind of tricky role of setting things up in a certain way. And so my name kind of got thrown into the hat as somebody who might be good for the show. And then I went and auditioned and did kind of the everything, you know, all the normal things with auditioning, which on this show are not so normal. You do a self-tape and all that kind of stuff, but then you do I'm sure you've heard about this focus group.
That part is so fascinating. Yeah. What is your version of the focus group story?
I mean, my version was you just go in there and
there's some people that are actors and there's some real people.
Yeah, about half the people are actors and about half the people are normal people that think they've just signed up for a focus group that day. And you go in, and my impression of it was that when I walked into the waiting room, I was like, wow, this room is full of actors who are all overplaying their role. Like it felt like coming into a room where everyone's doing a little thing and like, whoa, you know, they're all, you know. And then some of those people were actors who were just maybe a little overeager in the scene or whatever. And then what I found out later on is that a lot of the people who I thought were actors were not actors. And it's true in life. It's some of the strangest people you meet. Some of the wildest characters just aren't actors, and that was very much true in that situation. I was like, God, that one guy, that guy shouldn't be in the show. He's completely, you know, and
he's over the top.
Oh yeah, he's not an actor.
That's so funny. So, so did they tell you, like, you know, what Kevin? Your name's Ryan.
Yes,
just for clarity.
Oh sure, yeah.
Did they tell you what Kevin was?
Oh yeah, you get a really good outline, a really good description sort of what that character is. And then, but what's wonderful about the show is you're given a lot of agency to go off and create your own biography based on that, and sort of fit your own personality into it. So it's not so rigid in that way. I mean, the show's definitely heavily written in those characters. I mean, if you're going off in the wrong direction, they'll steer you back in the right direction to get your character on track. But you're given there's too much backstory. It would be impossible for any actor it would be impossible for any writing staff to create that much backstory to have every conceivable question answered, you know. For that character. So you do have to figure out things like, okay, how many siblings do I have, and where do I where did I grow up, and those sort of
And
questions.
not only do you need to know that information, but all your cast members need to know that information as well, because you've been working together in this world of Anthony's world for a decade or whatever it is that this company has been together. So people would know you have siblings. People would know that.
To a reasonable degree.
Yeah.
Like if you work with someone for a few years, you know a lot of those things. You know, at least if they have families and
Sure.
you know what they go home to every day, probably. You don't need to know what they ate for lunch in second grade, but
exactly. All of you guys are actors, like SAG actors that are working in an environment that does have unscripted or moments in it.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys are legitimate actors that are working on this thing. Like it's not, like you see on Impractical Jokers or one of those things where they do like a sketch or something like that. You're not doing a bunch of sketches for a person. Like you're living in these characters, and it's probably a lot more work than people would even imagine.
I think so. I think definitely. I think the actors that I worked with, in a certain way, you look over and you see how seriously the other people are taking it, and that makes you want to take it more seriously. I mean, I think it was determined pretty early on that, like, okay, we're going in this, head first, and we're gonna, it's not. I mean, and the thing that really creates the distinction between this and some of those more short-term kind of prank shows.
Yeah.
It really is the duration of time. And there's those shows, like for instance the Sacha Baron Cohen shows, which some of the people behind the scenes on the show come from that Sacha Baron Cohen world, and those are incredible. I mean, what he does the most audacious kinds of things and comedically that I've ever seen. But if he goes and tricks Rudy Giuliani into doing something or whatever that day, at the end of that day, they pack up the van and they go home and they're done. They did it. Here it's like
It really isn't that.
You do one thing and then you go, okay, what do we do tomorrow to make sure that the reality has been sort of restored and that we're on solid ground again, and then we'll try another thing, and then we'll and you just do that over and over again until you have enough for the show.
Is there a time when all the other cast members said they really never turned off? Like there was, unless when they were sleeping or finally having that moment to themselves. But was there a moment of just like, okay, I'm able to, and your character's different because he leaves. I
leave in the middle. Yeah. So I was able to, I didn't have to keep it going for all that long.
Mm-hmm.
But you see it. I mean, it's like there are moments where, for instance, if you have like a manic, like for instance, my character was smiling all the time. Like that was one. He was that Kevin character is a lot more smiley, than
you are.
Than I am, like on a daily basis. If you worked with me, you'd go, "Oh, Ryan's a nice guy, but he's not like he doesn't look like this." all the time.
Right. Is that something that you brought to it, or they told you to bring to it?
I probably brought to it. I probably thought, okay, that's like a character.
For sure.
That's a character trait that this guy who's a little bit insecure would be more harmlessly smiling all the time.
Oh, beautiful. That's my guy right there.
Well, like I said, he's my guy.
Who's to say I can't be both of you guys?
Okay.
Who's guy? If you had to pick a guy.
Y'all aren't putting me in that situation.
Oh.
That's a lose-lose.
Fair enough. It's my guy.
Fair enough. He's my guy, though.
And there's a certain time, even on those days that I work, there's just a time of day where your smile drops because you're
done,
tired, or you're hungry or whatever. And so you can kind of sense those moments of but it's the way energy fluctuates with a human being. People aren't high. You're doing a podcast right now, and you're high.
I'm
energy.
in it. Yeah.
And later on today, you'll have a moment
wiped
where you
out. Yeah, for sure. I'm curious. So the thing that's why I say to you that I think you're so critical to the success of this particular company retreat working is that you go beyond the first interactions, like on set. Like you're doing Zooms with Anthony, setting up the interview for the job.
How you doing? Anthony, they sent me over your resume here. Can you just tell me a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so I'm 25. I'm from Nashville, Tennessee, born and raised. So I'm always giving it my 100%.
Awesome. We're looking to hire a temp. It would be both for work in office and also at a company retreat. You'd be my assistant for the trip, helping me with odd job.
This is something I don't even know that we see a lot of, but we see you did do this, right? Where you interviewed him as an HR person for for the job. I mean, he's going to get the job, but he doesn't know that.
Oh yeah, that's some of the most nerve-wracking stuff because it's the very first time that anyone in the cast has made contact with Anthony, and so there was quite a bit of. It's not a particularly hard thing to do. You just do a job interview like you would do a job interview. I've never hired anybody in that capacity.
I was wondering, have you done this work before?
I've not done HR work. No. So
okay.
yeah. So I talked to a lot of HR people and I've been interviewed enough in my life to know what a job interview is like. But knowing that, like, okay, this is someone who has to believe that I'm. So the thing really there was, don't do anything funny. Don't do, when you're talking to him. This is not part of. For all intents and purposes, it was not going to be part of the show. That actually ended up becoming the first scene of the show in the edit because I think they
needed some backstory.
They wanted to kind of show him being hired. But if you look closely at that first scene, I'm not in character at all. I'm literally just. I'm not. I don't even know if I'd figured out the character at that point because we were still kind of in the rehearsal phase, and so I'm just kind of like interviewing him straight.
But it's almost, it almost has to be that.
Yeah. Because
if you don't want to scare Anthony away from the job.
Yeah, and it wasn't worth even if I do a goofy joke or something there, at that point you're kind of like, you don't want to risk anything. And it's really kind of that way for the first couple of days. You say a few funny things and there's some, you're imbuing your character with character, but you're not doing anything really that bizarre with him for a while. You can't be, and every time, like on those first few days of working, when I was really nervous or something, I would remind myself, like, nothing strange has happened yet. We haven't done the proposal. We haven't done this. We haven't, nothing weird. It's just a day. It's just a day.
I asked everyone this, was the office part harder than the retreat? Because in the office part, you have to, function as a company that does not really do anything.
Yeah, well, if you saw that behind the scenes stuff, it's people are just on the phone, they're just making fake phone calls all day.
Yeah,
and looking
but you have him here. You have Anthony here, so it has to him feel like Kate does this.
Everybody had to have a job, and everybody had to. A lot of people are like working with their doors open, so they're just carrying on a conversation. Just a gibberish conversation. So there were a lot of moments where I purposefully had my door open and I was talking. I think I had something figured out. Like, I'm trying to rearrange what the company's healthcare plan is going to be for the following year. And so I was putting the final touches on that. And so I was always on the phone with an insurance company of some kind and having a fake conversation. And so that wasn't necessarily hard. It was hard. The retreat is harder for a lot of reasons, just because you're out in the woods and and the stakes of everything as the show goes on, the stakes of it get higher because you don't want you're
also revealing the character and all these moments that are going to happen. The other thing that you do, you have a one-on-one drive with him.
Yeah.
Excited to get the retreat started.
Excited, very excited, very excited. It's sort of the calm before a lot of fun. These are my last hours as a single man. This is like a bachelor party on wheels.
Oh my gosh.
What was that? That sounds hard.
That was, I mean, in a certain way, it's not when I look back on it, I'm like, it's not that hard because you're just sitting and having a conversation with somebody and that conversation is, a good portion of it is just you talking as yourself. You're talking about, you're trying to make conversation with someone in the way that you would anybody to learn about somebody, their family and their work and their life experience or whatever. So it's not like every single moment is pressurized, but there was one particular thing in that conversation, which was that we had set up the idea that I'm going to propose to Amy. That had been set up at the office.
My dad built it. I'll let you guys finish up. I love you, Kevy.
You too.
Here, take a seat. Take a seat.
Isn't she great?
Yeah. I want to show you something, okay? This is exciting. Okay. I want to show you
I can tell by the look on your face. Yeah.
I haven't been able to tell anybody else.
Okay.
But on night one of the retreat, I'm gonna propose to Amy.
And then 2 days later or whatever, we're supposed to reveal that we've never even been on a date before.
Right.
And so there was one question I was worried about him asking me, which is, how long have you and Amy been dating?
Yeah. And that's a part of that's tied into the reveal, right? Like,
yes, yeah.
As a writer and that you are, you know that it's you don't want to reveal it before it needs to be revealed.
Oh,
right?
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that was the one area, that was one thing where we had we had an okay answer for it, like if he were to have asked me. But that's the kind of thing where like it's almost like one of those sitcom-y, it is a sitcom-y misunderstanding. It's like an I Love Lucy understanding,
right,
where you
or
go,
Three's
okay,
Company.
like the whole plot of this
Yeah.
3-act thing revolves around a misunderstanding. And if the person figures out the misunderstanding in Act 2, then we can't get to Act 3. And so that was the one thing where I was like, oh, please don't ask that question. He didn't ask me that question. That was the one thing on the drive. And then even as we got to the retreat, and I was like, oh, help me with the proposal. So I think we must have done a good enough job to kind of make it seem like we were already dating or something. But that was the one thing where I was like, oh, if I don't answer this right, it could really go in a bad way.
But not only are you carrying, because like I just feel like not only are you carrying the weight of those minimal conversations, which maybe seem like they're not, like you said, you're just getting to know someone. But then you're the person he would ask, what's so-and-so like? When did they go from here to there? Like, he might ask those questions about the people he's about to.
Yeah.
And so you have to be prepared with all of that backstory.
Yeah.
Also, at that point, were you in more character at that point?
Yes. Yeah.
So you also have to be in character. And then you also have the weight of the proposal. You know what I mean? Which is going to be the first big moment of the show where it's like, we don't know how he's going to react to this because this is out of the context now. This is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of the character that you've created with him, the trustworthy sort of like HR guy that knows everything about everything. You're going to do something that is totally off the wall and propose to this girl that you barely know.
Mm-hmm.
So what was those moments like building up to the proposal?
I mean, building up the proposal, that whole day, like arriving at that retreat is just, I mean, some of it is just like the physical things of doing I know it doesn't look like a lot on camera, but like going and singing like that hot Buster Poindexter song is like physically, those are just like hard moments to do, like just to prep for and be like, okay, I have one take to do this song on camera. And so the day kind of had all in one day. It was driving Anthony, it was welcoming everybody to the retreat, it was doing all that, and so it was sort of a breathless day. And so by the time you get to the rehearsal, there was also another scene where we run through Anthony and I rehearse the proposal, and that went on for a very long time. That was we probably did that for, I don't know, we might have done that for a half hour, an hour, you know.
Was the drive long too?
The drive was probably, I don't know, gosh, maybe it wasn't as long as people think it was like 5 hours. It was like an hour. You know?
Yeah, but that's still still an hour.
I think I'm okay with the legend being that it was a
very long drive.
It was a 9-hour drive.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I live up in like Woodland Hills area, so going up that area is a long drive, even if I left from here.
Yes, yeah. Let's just say it was a really long drive. It was nerve-wracking once it's like any other acting challenge or any acting. I say this like I'm some big actor or whatever, but like,
well, to me you are.
once you get closer to it, it becomes once you're in the scene, it's a little bit better than anticipating it all day.
For sure.
But I swear to, one thing, I don't know if you've talked about this with people, but really, you would approach a day like that and you'd go, I feel pretty good and confident about this date, but what would betray the fact that you were very nervous about it was that you could not sleep. Mm. I did not sleep. There were multiple days in the making of the show where I went into it with truly an hour of sleep. Because
you were nervous about, or because
and so
did I say the wrong thing today?
Or no, I mean before.
Yeah.
So you'd go. I mean, I think that Monday, like anytime I look at myself on the show, I'm like, oh, I haven't slept that night before. Like night before the reveal, didn't sleep or whatever. I think a lot of people had really difficult sleep schedule. I know people behind the scenes had a hard time sleeping too, because it's a lot of tension.
Well, because you're just carrying so much.
Yeah.
Your memory, it's not just memorization of, because again, it's scripted, so it's written. They have beats that you have to hit. You have to hit the proposal in a way right? So it's like that.
Yeah.
It's the reveal of it all. Nobody wants to be the one to fuck the whole thing up.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? And then so it's a lot to carry. But getting to the proposal, this is again that first moment where it's like,
Yeah.
are we going to get through it? Are we not going to get through it? Is he going to believe this?
Amy, ever since we started working together at Rocking Grandma's years ago, my fondest memories of this job have been with you. Especially at this retreat. I remember years ago, you and I got pretty drunk on Dirty Shirley's, and I remember my best friend's wedding was on the TV, and we then and there made a promise to each other that if we both reached the age of 40 and neither of us were married, that we would marry each other. So here I am. Amy Patterson, I love you.
No.
Will you marry me?
Kevin. Kevin, no. Kevin.
What?
No.
I mean, everybody's so great in that scene, but Emily Pendergast is so amazing in that scene with her reaction and everything. So a lot of it was me just kind of leaning on her to react to it. She has I think the harder job in that scene to act believably horrified and shocked and everything by it. And then I mean, that scene is like a marathon. From the time that we're rehearsing the proposal to the time that I leave and I drive away with the cans, it's probably like, I don't know, it might be like 30 or 40 minutes of like pure, it's truly like 30 or 40 minutes where any part of this could be pulled out and put in the show. It's not like a scene where, there's downtime and this and that. It really is like
well, it's a lived in moment.
Yes, it's a very real time, even though it distills down to maybe 5 minutes of screen time. It's almost feels like a real time. That's the part that for me that felt the most play like was doing all that. And so it's frantic, and you're using your own nervousness to inform the nervousness of being of doing the proposal and the shame afterward of it not going well and everything. So my performance there is an obvious. You can imagine I'm using my own
anxieties of the
yeah, that's all being channeled. You're seeing a nervous actor play a nervous man. But I tell you, when I drove away, that was a tremendous sense of relief. And then I think also kind of a sense of relief for the crew, because there was some pressure on that day. It's like in improv when they talk about the first unusual thing that is mentioned in a scene. That's what you jump onto as like the first unusual. Like if I say it's raining frogs outside, you don't go, oh yeah, and guess what, my feet are made of clay or whatever. We're going to focus on the frogs for
sure.
a minute, so that unusual,
it informs Anthony's entire experience.
Yeah, exactly. It kind of sets up what the rest of the experience is going to be like. And so if that went well, great, he's in. If he's like, no, dude, I'm out, then
I think the way you and Emily, the awkwardness, it could have been one of the, you're right, she does bring something genuine and sweet to it, but also like I'm weirded out by it, but it can't be too weirded out by it, because then it betrays your character who needs to come back to the retreat. So like you both handled that all, the misunderstanding of it all, very beautifully.
And Anthony handled it really beautifully. I mean, because that's another thing we were worried about, is that it's one of those things where another worry was, we were like, what if Anthony's like, she's just leading you on and blah, blah, blah. Like he could have revealed some
darkness.
Yeah. I mean, it could have definitely gone that way, where he just kind of turns or becomes kind of a pig or something in that scene. And you realize, oh no, this is like a very genuinely, it's almost like a character test for him. Like, oh no, this is a really good guy who just kind of wants the best for these strangers.
Yeah. Come here. Okay. You're good, man. Take a breath. Breathe.
Yeah. No.
All right.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. I really appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Everything's good. You're going to have a great time. You're Captain Fun. You got this. I don't got this. And by the way, just tell him I left not because I'm embarrassed or something. Just tell him I had diarrhea. Tell him I got subpoenaed by the court or
okay.
Just any excuse.
It is all that. And then when Marjorie asks him, nobody would be upset if you left. She gives him that option to leave. I would have left.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I would have been like, this is too fucked. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
the guy I know that I'm working for is left. I don't know if I can help them. You know what I mean? But he stays.
Yes.
Which says a lot about him.
Yeah.
And I thought that was ballsy of the show to give him the option out.
Yeah. 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 Definitely. Yeah. Because I can't say if I would have left or not. I might have. I probably would have stayed. I don't know. I mean, sometimes there's a human curiosity and just like I just got to see how this plays out.
For sure. I mean, well, there is that element. Yeah, I would have liked to have seen how that was going to all unfold. Yeah, but he quickly was trying to get you to come back to the retreat. You were still doing check-ins with him after you left the retreat, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we checked in for we took a couple days off and then we started Zooming, and we Zoomed, gosh, I don't know, every other day maybe, and that was interesting because I was home. I'm just at home in my apartment, and they'd sometimes let me know a day in advance or something, but a lot of times it was like just that morning they would call me and be like, "Hey, are you available to Zoom in an hour?" And I'd be like, "Okay, let me comb my hair and
become."
Yeah, exactly. And so it was nice in the sense that I didn't have to live on the grounds.
Yeah,
but
were you getting any kind of updates on like this is what happened today, this is what he knows?
Yes, getting some updates, but not getting 100% updates because at that point the machine of the production is so huge that you don't have. There's not like a designated person to be like to call Ryan and be like, okay, well today Anthony is feeling a little bit skeptical. So like you're some of it you're kind on those Zooms. I'm asking him like, what happened at the cookout? Oh wait, there was a standee that was doing this or that or whatever, or that Dougie screwed up or whatever. And some of that's like genuinely
you figuring it out,
trying to figure out like what did you see? I know what I've read the script, so I know what's basically happening. But there's things that were added last minute. There were new characters,
improvisations that happened because of how he reacted.
Yeah.
Was there ever a moment that you thought, oh, I fucked it all up? Or like where you felt like something you said or the way you delivered it, like where you were thinking of that? Or
I don't think, I mean, not that I played the part perfect. There was definitely probably flaws in my performance, but I don't think I ever got close to really messing up anything. I'm also like, something that people ask a lot is like, how did you keep it together on the show? And I had zero problem keeping it together. Not that the performances of the other actors weren't funny. They're hilariously funny, but intellectually, I could intellectually understand that the things they were saying were very funny, but I was almost never tempted to laugh.
Well, I think that's the other thing is that you grounded in authenticity. Like if you believe that your character is living in this experience, he's known Dougie Sr. forever, or Dougie, so why would he would just say, oh, that's Dougie Sr., so why would I
oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, if anything, I would be like a little bit annoyed, a little bit embarrassed by, and it doesn't mean that you never laugh. Like it's like if in any kind of awkward situation, someone says something out of the inappropriate or whatever, it's okay to laugh. I mean, you don't just sit there. It's not. I mean, that's the way that it's kind of different than like The Office or something, where it's like the most ridiculous. What character says the most ridiculous thing in the world, and everyone's like,
exactly.
That's not the here. You're allowed to laugh
and be a part.
You're allowed to, but yeah, I was never relaxed enough, which is probably a sign that maybe I wasn't totally in the moment. I was never relaxed enough to just be like, oh man, oh no,
right?
Like that never
was
happened.
it difficult to come back after had been separated from the production? Like your character does come back and then has to do a lot of more. It's not easy for Kevin. Like he has to do the whole other Anthony is now dating.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? Like you get thrown right back into the thing.
Short story, Anthony and Amy hooked up.
PJ told me about what happened, and I just want to say it's all good. The heart wants what it wants. It's okay. It's all. I'm a big man. I can take it. It's all right.
I'm not sure what you mean.
I'm happy for you. That's
for me?
Yeah.
Happy for me for what?
I mean, we're adults here. You and Amy had one night stand. That's okay. That's fine.
No, that did not happen.
what
Not me, the other Anthony.
Oh yeah, that was truly within. No, that's true. That was all. When I come back, all of that happens like within like 30 minutes or so. Like it's all that thing of like, oh, here I'm back. I got an earring now. But wait, you, Anthony? Which one are you talking about? Oh, we got now. Oh shoot, I have to interview them for an HR thing. I mean, that's all like within just arriving, and it is a little bit disorienting because I haven't seen any of those people for a couple of days, and they're completely now into this experience. I mean, they're now like, you know, I mean, they're just, they couldn't be more in, you know, and I'm not as in, you know.
Yeah,
but,
right. Because they're afraid they're gonna do anything at any moment to reveal something.
Yeah.
But maybe that's one of the things that makes you, I don't know, like that separation maybe allows you to live in it more. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's anything that makes you, that
gives you a little distance from it. You know?
Yeah. It's a little bit of perspective. You see the world outside of the show and
Truman Show, whatever.
Yeah. Anything that helps you to get to relax, I guess is good. You know,
when you get to the reveal, this moment is because like you really don't. He's a wonderful, beautiful human, and that's come across from everybody that I've interviewed.
Yeah.
But you don't know how he's going to react to this information that he's been on a television show.
Yeah.
What was your feeling in that moment?
I mean, there was no. I mean, first of all, just in terms of probably the more impactful part of that whole experience is watching what he did to stop the merger from happening. That's kind of the thing where you're like, whoa, he went. I mean, and that's the thing. It's been said a million times now by everybody involved with the production, but Anthony went so above and beyond the wildest expectations of what anybody was thinking. I mean, they would have been happy if he just walked in the room and said, "Hey, stop for a minute." I mean, that would have been enough to make some version of the television show. But for him to be as eloquent as he was in that moment, that everyone's still just kind of coming down from that moment. And even though we weren't in there for it, there was a sense of, I mean, I saw him in that part where they play in all the trailers where he comes out and goes, "Let's go," you know. I mean, you know that he stopped that thing in a major way. You know that it was whatever happened, and there was a tremendous success. And so that already you're like, okay, even if he reacts to this in a way that's a little bit off.
he's so high. He thinks he just did this thing for this company.
Yeah.
So he is at a level of height that, you know what I mean, energy wise, that you're like, oh, we don't know. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, it's a tremendous. It's just think of adrenaline. I mean, like the adrenaline of that moment of having to be anytime you have to be confrontational with someone, that's a hard emotional experience to be like, no, I'm sorry, I know
everything that you just experienced was not real.
Yeah, exactly. And then to have the pivot of this is all of we're all actors and everything. And so Anthony's he's so amiable, and he's so. I guess he's like such an adaptable person in a certain way that I wasn't worried about him pivoting into a dark, like, you know, like, what did you guys do? You lied to me, you know, kind of thing. I wasn't really worried about that. But
though they did have security in case.
Yes,
I think someone told you.
Yes, I guess they did. That's a good question. I don't think they did have anybody. They had a snake wrangler, but they didn't have a human wrangler in case somebody. But I don't think anyone was really worried about a super dark response from him. But people, natural, you know, it would be natural to be have a little bit of a moment of disorientation, and that's more the thing is like, are you okay? Yeah. And they did a really excellent job with him. The one thing you kind of don't see is like once they do that reveal, they take him and talk to him for a long time. I mean, there's a lot of aftercare that kind of goes into making sure that it's not just like, all right, hey, we did this later, you know, like there's quite a bit of discussion that goes on with him to really explain the process, and here's the intention behind it, and you know, all that stuff.
Did you wrestle with any of this? You were
the morality of it? A little bit. I mean, a little bit of it, because I think that's only fair. That's only responsible, I think, to to ask yourself that a little bit, like, am I doing the right thing? And I think ultimately, where I kind of landed on it is like, this ultimately is a positive experience for this person. And if it's not, if a guy walks out of it and says, this was a terrible thing, well, then it probably wouldn't make it to television.
For sure. I think it's also, and I've said this a couple of times, it's also in how you can hear the show treats Anthony as a hero.
Yeah.
Not as like the mark in the sketch. Do you know what I mean? Like it's a big difference that they treat him with love and respect. And then what happens through the show is that you all kind of love this guy, right? You all kind of adore this person and this human, and give small pieces of yourself to him so that the experience, while it is filmed, isn't totally inauthentic for him. The company is not real. No one's selling hot sauces, but there's pieces of each of you probably in your characters.
Exactly. Yeah. The positive pieces of I think the positive elements of the experience and the bonds that are formed are in fact genuine. The villainy is not like Elizabeth the villain is not really a villain in real life, but like I think the friendships are and that is very true. You're sharing, you're basically like really getting to know a person in the way that it's interesting, because I didn't get to know Anthony as well because I didn't spend as many like nights with him playing cards and stuff. And so after we wrapped and I was kind of hanging out with him, I found that my relationship with him was a little bit more boss employee. It was a little bit more like, okay, hello, sir, and only recently, like we were at some event the other day and afterwards we went and played cards and I was like, wow, you are a really fun person to hang out with,
And I'm also not your boss.
And I'm also not your boss. I'm just a guy. I'm the biggest loser. I mean, I'm an even bigger loser than in the show. But you can kind of drop that. But a lot of the other actors, I think, had the ones that were with him all the time had a little bit more. They had had a lot of nights of hanging out and everything. But
you didn't play Uno and all that stuff. It's
almost every time I'm approaching him in the show, it's to ask him to do some horribly awkward situation.
Yeah, and I would like to say up front that there was enthusiastic consent from both parties.
Big time, passionate consent.
Yeah.
That's important.
Yeah, and we just kept checking in of like, I'd say like, is it okay to stick my tongue in your mouth?
And I did the same thing, like, yes, it is okay.
Help me propose, or did you sleep with the girl that I like? Or I mean, it's like none of it's fun, And so at the end, it was just like, okay, Anthony, like, hey, you couldn't ask for a better acting experience than this. It's like it is one of those once in a lifetime things where you're just like, I don't know. It's a very rarefied. It feels like not many actors will get to do have a challenge like this. It's a real privilege.
It's kind of like having a favorite Beatle. I mean, can you really pick John over Paul? The cast of Company Retreat is a collection of incredibly gifted, humorous actors. But I will say that Ryan Perez's performance as Kevin is probably what hooked us all right from the start. He's kind, generous, and very talented. Oh, and he's fucking hilarious.
I got you. It's a joke. I got you. It's a joke. You should see your face. No, you should see your face.